Hey, good morning. This is part 6 in our 6-part series on leadership. Just kill the music there, a little inspirational roll in. I'm Adam Contos, and we've been recapping this past week what makes great leaders. What are some great leadership principles? So this is really important to me because I lead an organization, actually 4 companies, and I lead myself. I lead myself. You have to lead yourself before you can lead others. And I think if you reflect in on those things, you start to figure out, okay, what are the principles that matter? And we hear a lot of those. I want to recap 5 that we went through this week, and then I'll get to the 6. Let's talk about it after this. I love that. Hey, okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Let's dive into these 5 leadership principles before we get to number 6. Number 1 was mindset and values, your attitude and direction. Basically, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you really just kind of, passe? You're like, whatever, I don't care. You can't be. Leaders can't be, I don't care. You got to want it, okay? You see up here, stay hungry, stay humble. That's there for a reason. You got to want it. And your direction is your values. How do you get there? How do you operate in the ethos of this world with your values? Is it to do the right thing or is it to cheat people out of things? You got to do the right thing. You got to have those values. Number two, emotional intelligence, otherwise known as empathy. Understanding the feelings of others and understanding your feelings as well. How do those things play together in maintaining control of your emotions? Number one tip you can give a leader: control your emotions. Control your emotions. Okay? Number 2 tip I'm going to come up with here on number 6. So, part 3, emotional maturity. This is decision management. What do you choose to do? When you wake up this morning, what are you going to choose to do? What are you going to choose to do? You're going to grab a donut? Go sit on the couch and turn on the TV? What are you going to do? What are you going to do for yourself, for your relationships, for your business, for your family, for whatever it might be? What are you going to do? That's emotional maturity, your decision management. How do you decide things and why? That was part 3, emotional maturity. Part 4, coaching. Do you have a coach? Do you have a coach? Here's the reality. I have coaches and I coach. You have to have somebody help you unlock your potential, and you need to help others unlock theirs. This is a big reciprocal part of society. Leaders help people get better, but leaders need to continue to get better. As soon as you don't think you need to get better anymore, got news for you. You're not really a leader anymore, okay? You're going to sit there, you can be a guru or whatever, sit on top of the mountain and people can ask you questions. Now you're a mentor. Now you're giving information about past and breaking down ideas, but you got to get better, okay? And part 5, chessboard thinking. You got to have a strategic mindset. You have to understand the big picture down to the little picture of tactics. So strategy down to tactics, the weight, the pros and cons of movements, the multi-dimensional aspects of that chessboard. Why do people do what they do? Where does this stuff come from? So this is really interesting when you think about all these things. Number six. I talked about how a lot of these things were super important. This one kind of plays into every single one of them. This one may be the most important. I don't know. If we're rating most important, they're all most important in all reality. And this one is really important to me. In fact, I just got back from exercising consistently. This one is consistency. This is a key to accomplishing great successes. It's also a key to accomplishing great failures. Okay? This is why people do or do not get what they wish for. And frankly, this is one of the most powerful traits you can have. good and bad. If you're consistently a good person, guess what? I think you're going to be a good person. If you're consistently a jerk, you're going to be a jerk. This one decides where you go. But this is really one of those common areas that all great leaders have. People can stand behind a consistent leader. Why? Because they have faith and confidence of where this leader's going. The leader is not sporadic, not changing things all the time. The leader's not inconsistent. They're consistent in everything they do, their values, how they treat themselves, how they treat others. And frankly, leaders, how you treat others is how you're going to treat yourself, and how you treat yourself is how you're going to treat others. I gotta tell you, the old saying, garbage in, garbage out, is true. I'm not trying to get holier than thou on you when it comes to health. Here's my protein shake. It's, went to the gym, having my protein shake. Consistency. Had it yesterday, had it the day before. So if you treat everything like that and you stay consistently effortful to make a good impact on things, you see results. So let me check my notes here. I mentioned Jeff Bezos, Mark Benioff, Jack Welch. These are some great business leaders. You know what's fascinating about this? I get interviewed all the time as running a business. And one of the things people always ask me is they say, the different press organizations, they always want something new, something to throw out there because that's what they can sell. They can't sell consistency. The press cannot sell consistency. Okay. And I'm sure I have some press people watching this, but I get asked about something that another business is going to, and they're like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? I'm like, why should I jump on this rampage to go catch squirrels when consistency is what wins the game? Now you have to make course adjustments, very small course adjustments, but that's not exciting to report on. It's not exciting. Okay. Consistency is not exciting. Consistency is monotony. Monotony. What does that mean? That means you're willing to be bored doing it, but you do it because you're seeing minuscule results. You might not see results. You might get on the scale one day, go, I'm going to try and lose some weight. You might get on a scale and see that it's up. You went backwards? No, you didn't go backwards. If you did what you needed to do that day, it might be some other variable. You went forward because you did what you needed to do. But don't measure teeny tiny results. Measure consistency. Consistency. So what does it provide to those in an organization? I talked about people want to follow consistent leaders. Okay? It's comfort. Comfort. Nobody wants their leader to come in and change what they're doing every day. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for our minds. We're creatures of habit. Habit. Important word. One of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. Habit. In fact, I've got another one of my favorite books here. Aha. Habits of a Champion. I had Coach Dana on my podcast not long ago. Go back and listen to it. Habits of a Champion. This says nobody becomes a champion by accident. He's absolutely right. Consistency, monotony. Nobody becomes a business leader or becomes successful in business by accident either. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about patience. We're talking about habits. We're talking about systems. We're talking about doing the right things over and over again and not avoiding them and making them calculated and very effortful and doing an amazing job of working on those things. Consistency. So what consistency did you develop during COVID? Let me ask you that. Do you consistently have a bag of potato chips in front of you? Do you consistently turn on Netflix? Are you and Carol Baskin best friends now? You got to think about those things. I can tell you, I look at these windows of opportunity, and you as a business leader should look at the windows of opportunity as well. Where do we place our consistency? And what can we do within those windows of opportunity? Don't make them small windows of opportunity, make them big ones. Maybe it's taking and teaching your dog how to sit every day so that they don't go running around the house when somebody shows up. We work on that all the time around here. Maybe it is your health. and exercise, consistency. And don't just do well. Do the best that you can consistently. Maybe it's talking to the people in your organization, consistency. Maybe it's your relationships, consistency. I asked people during COVID, when we were all in lockdown, have you talked to your customer base lately, your contact list in your phone? Have you spoken to those people? Well, I email everybody out like every 3 months. No. Have you consistently picked up the phone and had that conversation each day to talk to people? You know what I heard? Like a week or two later, I heard people talking about, oh my gosh, they were so amazed to hear from me. You know why? Because consistency is one of the traits that's lacking in society. It's lacking in society. So you have an opportunity to stand out and be consistent and do the things that need to be done to improve yourself, your business, your relationships, your finances. So let's go back and review real quick the 5 things: mindset and values, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, coaching, chessboard thinking, and consistency. That's what I got for you today. Have a wonderful day. Go back and review those. We'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Thanks for all you do. Be safe, be well, be strong.